Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have more Kaori After Story, JP the Third here, TheInfsnow.com. And I believe today's the day where we get stolen away for a few days, away from the family that's trying to get her laid to her by herself, who I'm sure that will go as well as my sarcastic intonations make it sound. The morning sun shines through the window, the morning sun shining through the window wakes me up. Instinctively, I roll over and feel an empty space beside me. I have my recording software on one end and the game on the other, so there's a small break when they shift over. Blinking my eyes open, I see the absence of Kaori. She must already be up. What time is it? I check the time and it's before 8 a.m. Kaori's not a morning person. I wonder where she could be. It doesn't like sleep will return to me anytime soon, so I decide to get up as well. I roll out of bed and get ready for the day. My choice senses are tingling. Once I freshen up, I decide to look for Kaori. I go downstairs and check the living room and kitchen, but I don't see her there. I'm about to return upstairs when I hear a faint noise in the room down the hall. Maybe that's her. Carefully, I inch closer. Whoa, it sounds like she's enjoying herself in there. The door is partially open and I'm tempted to take a look. She's doing yoga. I creep the door open and I'm welcomed by the most magnificent sight. Yep, called that one. Kaori's back faces me as she's bent forward on her hands and knees. Her head raises high and she arches her back, her spine curving delicately. She wears skin-tight yoga shorts which emphasizes the plush shape of her behind. I could get used to this view.
Oh.
Lady, you are not helping. My floorboard creaks as I try to get a closer look. I freeze, but Kaori doesn't notice. She's wearing headphones which block out other noises. Her back curves upwards in a stretch and she lets out another moan. I get the feeling I really shouldn't be watching this, and I definitely shouldn't be watching her in secret. Again, there's only one right answer to this question. Which is why I'm glad I saved, so that I can go back and pick the right answer, but for now we're picking the right answer. In no reality will this end well. Do I really want to proceed? Today I've become a man. My entire life has led me to this moment. I take a deep breath. I know what must be done. I rub my hands together as I carefully sneak closer. She arches her back and then up and then down again. Her firm derriere is poised as if ready for my hand. Reaching back, I ready myself, and then Kaori yelps and tumbles forward, her concentration broken. Her hand flies towards her backside. That feeling of when my hand connected with her butt, that moment of firm resistance, I will forever cherish. She rips off her headphones as she pushes herself to her feet. Then she whirls around and, uh-oh. Her glance stabs me with 1,000 cuts. Well, we had a good run. Hope my friends will at least have to pay respects during my funeral. She sums up to me.
How dare you!
Her cheeks are flushed pink. I regret nothing! When my cute girlfriend is wriggling her cute butt, what do you expect me to do? Her Kaori's face flares as she seems at a loss for words, but the silence doesn't last long.
I would expect you not to hit her while she's not looking.
Oh, so a love tap is okay as long as she's aware. Got it.
I didn't say that!
Gee, I didn't know you were into such lewd things.
Stop making weird conclusions with your stupid logic.
She balls her fist. Whoa, hold on!
Why? I'm just going to give you a couple of love taps since you seem to like them so much.
She winds her fist back. Wait! Okay, I might have had a lapse in judgment, but it was just one smack. I can't take back what I did, so how about you do the same thing to me, and we call it even. She glares at me. That would be fair, and you're all about being fair, right? Kaori twitches.
Hit you in the same spot?
Yes.
As hard as I want?
That would only be fair.
Fine.
Oh dear God. I get down on my hands and knees and mimic her pose from before. Kaori cracks her knuckles. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have said as hard as she wants. I wait for the impending smack. When I hear a voice.
Kaori, honey, are you in here?
Oh, this is not gonna help. Smack! I wobbled forward, but immediately looked back to the shocked faces of Kaori and her
Oh
mom.
my, I didn't realize you kids were having fun in here.
Oh my God. That may not have been wise.
Wait! It's not like that! He smacked me first!
Seriously, are we not doing phrasing anymore? Kaori's mom covers her face pretending to be shy.
Oh, honey. You don't have to share those details with me.
No! You have it all wrong!
Hell, let's ride this train until it finally sinks into a fiery chasm. Why not? Oh yes, just like that. Harder, Kaori.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
What? What are you doing? It was nothing like that!
Oh no? Did I do something wrong again? Maybe this bad boy needs to be disciplined. Kaori speechless while her mom places her hand on her
I
cheek.
didn't mean to interrupt your fun. I'll just get out of your hair.
Before we can react, she disappears out of the room, closing the door behind her.
You! I can't believe what you just...
Worth it. I grin at Kaori's frustration. Her hands are balled into fist. I can tell she's just itching to hit me, but I'd be playing right into the situation.
Let's just clean up and go before someone else shows up and gets the wrong idea.
100% worth it. I help her pack up her stuff and then we go to the kitchen. Breakfast is ready for us and we dig in. While we eat, Kaori's mom returns to the kitchen. She blushes and quickly leaves before we can even greet her. I try to hold back my laughter while Kaori sighs. Soon Kaori relaxes and we return to having a normal conversation. Hopefully that means she's decided to move on from this morning's events. No, not likely. When we're finished, we head back upstairs to the bedroom. After we enter the room, Kaori puts a change of clothes onto the bed.
We should head out soon if you want to reach the lodge at a normal hour. It might take a little bit to check in and get settled.
Sure. We quickly pack up some clothes and necessities and then head out. Thankfully, Kaori seems to have chosen to forget our little episode from earlier, which is good news for me. We're ready to head out the door, so we make sure to say a quick goodbye to her family first. Kaori drives us to... Naomi drives us to the bus station, and we arrive only a few minutes before the next bus does. The journey there is uneventful. The countryside flies by in a white and green blur. Kaori's head drops to my shoulder as she falls asleep. I smile as I look at her peaceful face, making sure not to disturb her. She wakes up when we arrive, and after a short taxi ride, we reach the hotel within the lodge grounds. Check-in is a breeze, and it isn't long before we're unpacking in our room.
We made it!
This looks a lot like the hotel room in Valerie's route in the main game. I'm gonna have to double check that. Yep. A lot like it. The room is modest and clean. A large king bed with crisp white sheets center the room. The bed has a sparkling clean tub, large enough for two. I make a mental note of that. Maybe useful later. Kaori flips through the brochures she grabs from the front desk. It looks like they list out the different activities the lodge offers. There are the usual winter sports, an ice sculpture garden, winter market, and glass igloos which can be rented for the night.
This looks interesting. Ooh, and this too.
She points to a few different things, ticking check marks as she goes. I smile and flop onto the bed. Kaori seems to be enjoying herself by choosing our activities. All I care about is spending time with her, so I'm happy to let her choose. After she's planned out the entire trip, we decided to just relax in the hotel room. I decided to make use of the big jacuzzi tub and love every minute of it. We flipped through the TV and watched local channels until our stomachs growled. Neither one of us really feel like moving, so we decided to treat ourselves to room service instead. We both choose the chef's special for the night, which is freshly grilled fish. Apparently, they also offer ice fishing on the grounds, so they mean it when they say it's fresh. As expected, the food is amazing and we devour it all. A wide yawn escapes Kaori's mouth. Are you tired?
I think I am.
Really? You slept the entire ride over here. She slips onto the bed and hugs the pillow.
I was awake really early this morning. It'll be good to have an early night. We've got a lot planned for tomorrow.
Her eyes are closed as she talks and I grin. The poor girl really is tired. Or at least change her clothes.
Okay.
Mustering the energy to move, she drags herself off the bed. She quickly changes and gets ready, then crawls right back into bed. By the time I've gotten ready too, she's fast asleep. I slip into the bed next to her and cuddle her into me. In her sleep, she seeks me out, huddling close. There's a smile on my face as I slowly drift to sleep. We wake up bright and early at the hotel and order room service for breakfast. Afterwards, we put on our hats and jackets and start our day. So, what are the plans for today? Kaori unfolds a small map she must have gotten from the front desk yesterday.
The ice sculpture garden is not too far from here. Maybe we can check that out.
Sounds good to me. I follow Kaori down a small path. It looks like she's leading me to some kind of winter garden, but I can see something shimmering from the distance. As we get closer, there seems to be some statues made out of glass? No, not glass. Ice. Well, we are visiting the ice sculpture garden, idiot. What? Come on! I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of impressive ice sculpture makers out there, but come on! Hundreds of ice sculptures fill the area. Some are even taller than me, and some filters through, causing them to shimmer like crystals. Kaori gasps. It's so cold here that her breath pumps out in front of her like a dragon.
This place is beautiful! I wonder if there's a competition.
I'm not sure. It feels like I'm in some sort of outdoor museum. A few people trickle by, pausing to look at the different sculptures. One of the sculptures catches my eye. It's an ice sculpture of a beautiful woman. She stands in the middle of the garden wearing a crown made of stars. Now that I'm close up, I can see the fine details of her jewelry and clothing. The sculpture was clearly talented. He somehow made it look as if her dress and hair are billowing in the wind. It's so lifelike and delicate for something so solid.
Oh, hello.
Lane? I look up to see an older looking man. He's wearing the same uniform as the people who work at the hotel. He must be someone who looks after the garden. He notices us checking out the sculptures and smiles.
The Ice Maiden caught your eye, I see.
Oh dear God, there's some kind of lore here, isn't there?
Ice Maiden?
Oh, you don't know?
He gestures towards the mountains surrounding us.
There's a legend surrounding this place. It all starts with this Ice Maiden. They make a new sculpture of her and put her in the center of this garden every year.
Then why isn't it in the actual center? Would have gone a long way, I'm just saying.
The Ice Maiden was the spirit of winter, and she fell in love with a poet named Sammy. Now a black diamond slope is named after him.
He gestures towards the towering mountain on the edge of the woods.
He wrote about the beauty of winter, how the ice sparkled like crystals, and the soft, powdery snow coated the world in a peaceful blanket. The Ice Maiden felt how much he loved winter, how he loved her, and she felt just as much in love with him.
Kaori's expression softens as she looks at the Ice Maiden.
That's so romantic.
He nods.
Well, she came down from the skies and tried to live here on Earth with him, but that ended up causing a never-ending winter. Crops couldn't grow and people were starving. She had no choice but to return to the skies. Sammy hated being torn away from his love, and he tried to build a ladder to the heavens, but mortals aren't allowed in the heavens, and he never made it. The year he died, the world was plunged into a deep freeze as blizzards stormed from her grief. Finally, the king of the heavens took pity on her. He placed the soul of Sammy within the mountain, whose tip touches the sky, so the two of them can be together forever.
What's the point of this story? What's the point, old man? I'm glad the two of them were able to be together. True love always finds a way. That's my like Kaori who blushes. The man
That's
chuckles.
right.
He stretches and gives us a nod.
Well, there's plenty more to see around here, so I hope you enjoy the rest of the garden.
We thank him as he walks away.
Let's go look at the rest of the ice sculptures.
Sure. We continue our way through the rest of the garden. We're able to see a few cool sculptures in the back. Someone carved an entire castle. I'm impressed by how each detail looks like it was painstakingly crafted. The sun rays shimmer through the tower that make it look as if it was lit from within. We pass a sculpture of a tiger with bared fangs, a massive tree with low-hanging branches, and even a dragon. By the time we're done, the sun is starting to sink into the sky. Kaori's cheeks are peaked and cold, and her breath puffs in front of her face, but her eyes are wide with wonder.
That was really beautiful, wasn't it?
I nod. A lot of them look like they were magical. Which one was your favorite?
The Ice Maiden.
Really? She grows defensive.
Yeah, really. Why are you so surprised?
You're a secret romantic.
It was a nice story, okay?
She looks away, her face becoming even redder.
Well, which one was your favorite?
Say it one more time. Yep. The eagle dragon. That dragon was really awesome. He looked like he was king of the dragons.
He was a king.
He was?
Yeah, he was the king of the heavens.
Like the guy from the story? She nods.
Yep.
How did you know that? She gives me a strange look.
Because I read the plaque underneath.
Oh, right. Smart. She glances at the darkening sky.
This was fun, but we should head back now.
Sure, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We want to make it back before it gets too dark.
True, I was ready for dinner by now anyway. We're about to head back, but Kaori leads me away from the hotel and deeper into the snowy woods. Wait, isn't the hotel room the other way?
Yes, but we aren't staying there tonight.
Where are we staying? She glances back at me and smiles.
It's a surprise.
The trip has just been surprise after surprise. I can't wait to find out what the next surprise is this one of those igloos? It's only a short walk away before we come across an icy igloo. The round dome is a series of mirrored panels, reflecting sparkles of the waning sun. Snow covers the extended hall leading up to a solid door. Kaori slips a key out of her pocket and opens the door. Following her inside, I'm greeted by a rush of warmth. The igloo is cozy, the perfect space for two. Push curtains rest on top of a sleek love seat, and a large bed is centered within the room. There's a dining table with 2 piping hot meals set up. The fragrant aroma of roasted meat makes my stomach rumble. Are igloos supposed to be this big? I mean, granted, never been inside an igloo myself. I couldn't tell you. But apparently there are actually ones that are supposed to be roughly that big. Well, maybe not quite that spacious, but at least that big. It's amazing what you can do with the internet these days. Yeah, like the ones I literally just looked up 5 seconds ago weren't quite this in depth. But again, this is like the one time where it being 2049 actually comes into play. Like logistically, that could make some sense. What takes my breath away is the view. It feels like I'm standing in the middle of a snowy field. The trees sway around us, their branches waving hello. Lingering snowflakes flutter in a frenzied dance, melting as it kisses the glass. The sun barely peaks above the horizon. The last rays faintly showering the snow with golden glitter. I can't English. Whoa. Kaori waits for my reaction.
What do you think?
This view is amazing. Her grin broad.
Isn't it? The brochure said the best view is at night, where it feels like you're camping within the comfort of the dome.
I can't wait. My stomach grumbles again and I glance at the table. I really hope that's for us.
Yep. Let's eat before it gets cold.
We settle in and get cleaned up, then we sit down to eat. By the time we're done, the moon hangs high in the sky. Kaori and I snuggle up on the couch. She rests her head on my shoulder as my arm wraps around her waist. Together we gaze at the stars all around us, tiny pinpricks of light which poke through the shroud of darkness. She pulls a fuzzy blanket over us, huddling closer to me. I wrap my other arm around her, too, as I listen to her breathing. 2 steaming mugs of hot chocolate rest on the end tables while we wait for it to cool. Soft candlelight bathes the room in a warm glow. It's just enough light for us to see, but not enough to obstruct the view of the sky. It's beautiful. Kaori nods. Thank you for bringing me here. This whole trip so far has been perfect. I catch a smile on her lips before she buries her face against me, squeezing me in a hug.
I wanted to do something special.
I rest my hand on top of hers, drawing her within my embrace. Just being able to spend time with you is all I need to be happy. I feel the heat rise up the Kai's face as she continuously gives me. She looks up at me and I give her a soft kiss. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised. She looks back up at me, genuinely curious.
Why?
I didn't think you were into the romantic stuff. She narrows her eyes and it's just a bit straight.
What makes you think I'm not?
Your trope? Well, no, your trope says that you are, so really we shouldn't be surprised at all. I laugh. You just don't seem like the type who would care about this stuff. She looks like she's about to protest. It's not a bad thing. It's like how I was surprised by how girly your room looks, and that you were a ballerina. If I'd known you back then, I would never guessed you liked gears. Kaori pauses and sighs.
It wasn't until I was in high school that I decided to seriously look at piloting.
Really? So what got you into it?
I'd always liked it, actually. Even when I was dancing ballet and playing dress-up.
You play dress-up? She glares at me. We could keep playing dress-up. Hey, I don't mind. In fact, I was wondering if you still have any of those outfits. She narrows her eyes.
I bet you want me to dress up as a cat or a nurse.
I wouldn't object to those. She grins.
Well, too bad. I don't have them.
Aww.
Anyway, even though I liked piloting in gears, I never really pursued it because I didn't think that was something that girls were supposed to like.
It's 2049. It's like, okay. I'm sure there's a whole thing that we can get into about current day sexual politics and gender and all these other things. But it is 2049 at this point in this game. Surely she would have seen a handful of people that specialize in the field of mecha pilot. Hell, Gundam's done that. Macross did that.
And I watched my sisters and my friends who all loved dresses and makeup and all of the traditional girly stuff. And I figured that's what I needed to love too.
Alright. Well, there's no such thing as a cliche game that bats 1,000. There's just there's none, I suppose.
So I wore the cute dresses and I danced ballet because that's what girls are supposed to do.
It's 2049. Did you even enjoy any of those things?
Well, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have done it if I hated it.
She stumbles over her answer, refusing to make eye contact with me. Her face is as red as a tomato. I can't hold back my smile. She's just too cute. If you liked it, then why did you stop? She hesitates.
I had an epiphany at the end of middle school.
That timeline sounds familiar. I think back to when Kaori and May's friendship had been strained. That had started right around the end of middle school, when Kaori found out Ryota wasn't interested in her. Because of Ryota? Or Ryuta? However you're supposed to pronounce that. She nods reluctantly.
After that happened, I learned a lot of different things. And one of the things I realized was that there's no rule on what girls are supposed to do. I didn't hate all that girly stuff, but it never quite felt like it was me either.
Okay.
So, I decided to start doing what I wanted to do and be who I wanted to be.
That's good.
Piloting was a
for you.
lot easier to transition into than I thought it'd be. It helped me focus on myself. When I'm in Aura, there's just the battle.
Good for you. I think about what she says and I understand. When I'm an eagle, I feel safe and powerful, like I could take on the world. After all, I'm literally encased in armor. Yeah, I get it. I feel the same way in eagle. She nods.
I started focusing more on fitness and health, so I could be a better pilot. Ballet actually helped me increase my flexibility and gave me the foundation I needed for conditioning.
It sure did. I can picture it bending over as if it were yesterday, because it was.
And as I grew stronger and more confident, I became less scared to speak my mind. How could anyone know what I was thinking if I didn't just say it? It seems pointless to not just tell the truth.
Her expression softens, and suddenly she seems strange and vulnerable. She wrings her hands together anxiously.
But I know that a lot of times people don't like how blunt I am, or they think I'm scary.
So, it is playing, like this is what I was saying in the early episode, it plays its tropes so damn straight.
Sometimes, I wonder if maybe I should have tried to be less outspoken.
Her voice turns off. She looks wistfully back up at the sky. Don't think like that. She doesn't move. Kaori. At the sound of her name, she finally returns my gaze. Her eyes search my own as she waits to hear what I have to say. Watching her second guess herself make my heart twinge. The woman's both beautiful and smart. She's fiery yet cool. She's strong yet delicate. She's all these opposites that you never guess would go together. And that's what makes her so perfect. I love how outspoken you are. I love that you wear your heart on your sleeve. I love how much you care about your friends and family. I love that you could most definitely kick my ass, but most importantly, I love you, all of you. Kaori smiles gently at my words. She pulls me in and plants a soft kiss on my lips.
That's how I feel about you too.
Her words sparking electricity in my chest. Warmth blossoms in my heart, and I pull her in for another kiss. She giggles as she falls into me. We spend the rest of the night entangled together underneath the silvery light of the moon. Our hot chocolates are long forgotten and as cold as the frozen landscape. I never want this moment to end. Closing my eyes, I savor the feeling of blissful peace. With Kaori in my arms, I soon drift to sleep beneath the winking light of a million stars. Okay. That one was a little bit more of a trial. It couldn't be helped. It really couldn't. You can't play this close to cliches. You can't play these cliches 100% straight and backed out. There's no way. But it would have been nice. We'll see. I imagine the rest of the game is going to be quite this straightforward as well. So we'll get through it, and probably the next episode or two will probably be it. I'm imagining this is going to be the last day of the game. But if not, definitely one more episode. Like, okay, here's my problem. Before we go, my biggest problem is that all of these things about Kaori were established in Isokaze. Literally everything. They played her trope 100% straight. And as I said in my review, which I'll link in the box below, there is a moment where if you're dating someone else and you decide to catch up with Kaori or do anything related to Kaori, you see her having moved on, she found somebody else to date, and she's doing something with that someone else that reflects all of these things. And if you follow her out, you'll also get scenes that show all of these things. This is stuff that we already know. So the fact that we're getting a lot of repetitive information for a $10 DLC, which is what essentially this is a little straining. There are fun parts, of course, and you can't discount that, but at the same time, it really can't be helped. Leave a like if you're enjoying the series so far. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. This is VNsNow.com. That is VNsNow.com for more cantankerous behavior by yours truly. Hopefully it picks up. It was good when it's just being dumb fun. The minute it tried to slow down and be serious and emotional, the brakes slammed in hard. So we'll see if it can salvage itself or whatever it does. I don't know. We'll see.